your father passed, I always thought to myself, man, I wonder if he had a son, and if his son's gonna, ever make an album. And 10 years later, here you are, man.
Yeah.
Is this something you always wanted to do?
It's something I always had in the back of my mind, and then as growing up, I just it just kept getting closer and closer, and then I just mashed with it, around like 2 years ago.
And you were on weren't you on the soundtrack for the Streets of LA?
Yeah, I got hooked up with that with Bungalow Records, and I did a little cut for them on the soundtrack. Matter of fact, I did two. One was on the game, one was on the soundtrack.
Man, so right now, man, the West Coast is wide open with the exception of the game. Do you think with your album coming out, do you think with the two of y'all, do you think you could really bring back the West the way it should be?
Oh yeah, we finna blow this motherfucker, turn it around all the way back around. Yeah.
Now it's interesting, man. Tell me who you got on the album that you're working with.
Oh, so far, my latest joint that we just finished, I did with Bone Thugs and Harmony. We got that back together, and me and them did a cut. Took them back to the Thuggish Ruggish Bone days, streets, and then we have NWA. The whole NWA group came back together. Cube, Ren, Dre, and me and myself. We're gonna put a cut on there, and then as far as producers, got Scott Storch, Dr. Dre, High Tech, JR, Denon, my own in-house producer DL from Kings of LA, and then but basically as far as the features, we're kind of keeping it slow. Then I have my own group that I'm gonna put up on my album too.
Oh man, that's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now working with Bone, man. When you was a little kid and your dad was working with him.
Yeah.
Were you around the scene back then?
I wasn't around the scene. I'd seen a couple of shows here and there, but for you, the same thing you're finna say though. As a little kid growing up, it was kind of like a dream, to do a song with Bone, So that was the shit.
Now, was it all the members of Bone?
Matter of fact, it was Lazy and Crazy. I know we could get in contact with Busy, and then I got the rest of them, mellowing through the chorus, through the hook, and then it's me and Lazy hitting the verses though.
Oh man, it's gonna be crazy. So, man, basically for the cats that haven't heard you before, describe your rapping style.
Man, it's West Coast gangster rap. Like father, like son. I'm taking it back to the streets, gangster rap. Where all originated started from.
So you pretty well got a style like your dad then.
Yeah. Not to say I got probably a little faster, same sound. Similar voice. I get that told a lot, but just probably a little faster, a little crispier. But yep.
I'll tell you what, man. If you take all the top MCs in the rap game right now, and over the past decade, they all trace back to your dad.
Yeah, real talk, dog. Their whole style, what they say, the way they say it, they all came back from that era, from the NWA era.
And it's kind of funny because if he never put up the money, Dre, who knows what Dre would have been doing? Who knows what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, real talk. So and that's just that's another thing that's been hitting me, just the form of respect he got. Lately nowadays, since it's been 10 years, it got opened up a little bit more. But I'm just gonna keep his legacy pushing,
Oh, definitely. So you feel now that finally, after 10 years, he's finally getting his props?
Yeah, he getting his props, but we finna keep it going, because no disrespect to Pac and Biggie, who are great rappers, but I see a lot of memorials and a lot of respect given to them when none of this. Really tell the truth, they wouldn't be saying what they saying if the whole era of NWA wouldn't have started.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? You ever talk to your dad about that back in the day? Like, whatever made him want to jump into the rap game?
I got stories of it, but I've never really asked him. But from the stories that I get, usually, really, he was finna put Ren out. They're finna do a group and Ren out. Then, they wrote The Boys in the Hood, Q, and my pops was really the only one that lived that life like that, you know what I mean? That lived it to the fullest like that. So, one day, E just come in here and bust this. He got up in there, threw his loc song, because he's kind of shy, and did his thing. And then it's like, hey, females attracted to him. Niggas felt him, and he was a real street nigga. So, they ran with him.
Yeah, he actually lived that life. But when you see interviews of him and stuff like that, dude, he seemed like one of the most humblest people.
Yeah, that's it's a similar. Yeah, it's exactly the similar attitude we have. It's just being cool until you push that button. It was one time in life where we did what we did, but hey, you know, we straight, we cool until you get on that side.
Now what about you, E, man? What kind of life did you live growing up?
Man, the same exact one. I was born and raised in the same house. My NWA did their first rap album, where DOC did his first album in my grandmother's garage.
Wow.
You know, I was born and raised right there in the same hood, same house. Great. I mean, all my life. My grandparents raised me just like this. His mother and father raised him. So I ran into the same lifestyle. Basically, all his homeboys embraced me as older ones, and I ran my own crew, and I did me.
Wow, that's amazing. Did you end up getting in the streets though?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I done got the streets hectic, man. Bad. I done got into other states pretty bad, but that's another story. But you know, it's the life I live. You know.
Well, I mean, that's going to reflect in your music too.
Real talk, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you didn't live that life and you rapped about it, people
real talk. That's what it's about, man. Keeping it real. That's how I feel. What's wrong with hip hop today? You know, I mean, you rapping it, dog. Keep it real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, don't rap a fantasy life. You know, keep it real. And I feel the realism attracts more the audience. You know what I'm saying? I did an interview for UK, and it's just the fact that they like the realism of knowing, you know, how it goes down in Compton or what it's like. You know, somebody who went through it can spit about it.
Yeah.
And for the people out in LA and around my area, they can feel it because they've been through it too themselves.
Man, that's real. What about Ruthless, man? Is that still up and running? Or?
Yeah, Ruthless just put out a I can't call it a compilation, but Bones' greatest hits that went gold. So they're still doing certain things here and there. And my stepmother runs that, and we have a good relationship. We have, as far as the family goes, and then as far as business, she helps me and she teaches me. She put me up on game on a lot of different things. But you know, I just felt, you know, being my own man and going to take my own steps somewhere else, you know, and let her do what she wanted to do at Ruthless. And then, you know, later down the line, who knows? I might buy the motherfucker.
Yeah. That would only be right someday.
Yeah, real talk.
You know, so right now you're at Virgin then?
Yeah, Kings of LA Entertainment through Virgin.
Okay. And how did you land that deal?
Really just, like I say, just a day in the life Compton. I'm riding around, and I hit a couple of corners, and I seen my manager, Bruce, spotted out a couple of his homeboys from, I guess you said a side hood, Red Racks, a couple of Red Racks. So they were in a Gorilla Black's entourage, so we was hollering at them, was like, what's up? And Pete Farmer was there, so Pete Farmer, who was A&R at Virgin, and then the regular cats from around the way was like, hey, this Lil E. He was like, we need to get him in Black's video. I mean, it's called Compton. You know, it's only right. You know, and he's trying to do his thing. So me and Pete chopped it up. He's like, man, I've been waiting to meet you. So we chopped it up. I got up to the office with Jim. My nigga set out the best deal. You know, me and him, you know, run Kings of LA Entertainment through Virgin.
Now that you're off into this game, in this industry, do you ever run into any of the cats that used to deal with your dad? Have to tell you a bunch of stories?
Yeah, you know, DOC and me are putting our heads together on my whole album. So me and him knock it out all day, every day in the studio. I ran into Dre. Me and Dre sat down. He's helping out. I ran into Bone, of course. I done chopped it up on the phone with Cube. I done ran into Yellow. Yellow keeps it in fan base with the family. I mean, ran into Sir Jeans, people from, you know, back in the days, I ran into a lot of folks, you know.
And you said Dre, is he producing anything?
Yeah, Dre's gonna produce a track on my album, yeah.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, okay, man, let me ask you this. Okay, Beatles come out, right? John Lennon passes. Who do they get? Julian Lennon. Why not have an NWA album with you?
That's our stopping stone. That's what we're pushing to right now. Like I told you, we're going to put a whole NWA track together, and then we're going to see how that goes and that vibes, and we're going to put our heads together and see what's cracking. You know what I mean?
That could be the spark of it right there.
Yeah, it sure can. That's how I feel, you know. But then again, you know, you can't redo NWA in the right way, put a sign in the fact that, hey, we can make something happen.
Yeah, well, you see, when they was on the Friday soundtrack, they got Snoop, and me as an Eazy fan, I was like, fuck that shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, nah, how could you do that? You know what I'm saying? So that might be a reality then, huh?
Yeah, real talk.
You, Cube, and Ren. Dre. Oh, man, Yellow, you think Yellow be involved in it too?
Hey, Yellow could come through and get down on something.
Oh, man, that'd be ridiculous right there. What about the guys from, Above the Law? You
yeah. Before I even got my deal, I had a good connection and contact with them. They real much love. You know, a lot of respect for them, Hutch. But I figured that he got into a little legal problems right now. But before then, we kept good contact. Matter of fact, when I was doing the Streets of LA soundtrack.
Yeah, it's supposed to be getting out pretty soon, I think.
Yeah.
You know, but man, it seems like you got everything in order. What's the name of your album going to be?
Right now it's untitled though. I step on a little bit, couple more tracks, and then base it around my whole entire album.
Now the tracks that you got done already, how do you describe them, man? They banging?
Yeah. The Bone, like I said, the Bone one is taking it back to the streets. You know what I mean? It's a different flavor, if I can say, for the love of money. But at the same time, we push it more towards the streets. Like I told you, I'm taking Bone back. You know, that's what they need to go back to that aspect. And then it's a political stuff in there, and there's a lot of street, street politics, and we still ride on the police.